Welcome everybody, this is Sandy Herrick, Ignite Best Practices, and today is day 2 of our 30-day 30 videos challenge. Today I want to talk about trauma-informed body and mind strategy services. I want to say first and foremost, this is not meant as mental health therapy for trauma. This is adjunctive in conjunction with, not in lieu of mental health therapy for trauma. That being said, let me open up the conversation by discussing first what is hyper-arousal and hyper-vigilance. Hyper-arousal is that very sudden onset of this rampage-like state in where the person is hollering and screaming, maybe running around things looking for stuff, or leaving the room in a fuss. Maybe they check out, they become catatonic, or maybe they faint. All of those are manifestations of somebody experiencing high levels of hyperarousal, likely informed by a trauma event in their past and triggered by they don't even know what at that moment. So some people are aware what their triggers are, but they're not aware when they're happening. If they're lucky, they are. If they have worked on it, they are likely. But what do you do when you find yourself in that state of hyperarousal and you have this storm coming and taking over you? I want to talk now about hypervigilance, which is its cousin. Hypervigilance is when the person stays on this mode of scanning everything around. Everything is a threat, and it's not about if, it's about when. Something is going to become, something from all of this is going to become dangerous, perhaps even lethal to me. And the person cannot get out of those modes, because if they stop fighting, they may die. If they stop scanning, they may die. They cannot afford it. The trauma has informed them already that that's dangerous. Any type of trauma will cause these responses. The characteristics will be different based on the different type of trauma. I want to give an example and share something from my childhood. This is an homage to my mom and dad today. I'm thinking about them. And it is that my father used to work a little bit late. He worked on retail as a controller in a store in Barkingtown, Seedman stores, if you all remember that. And he will come home late, and it was a little bit sundown, and my mom will be cooking the food fresh, and he will go upstairs to change his business suit and put his pajamas on. But he would turn all the lights off. And me and my brother will go up to try to find him, knowing that he was going to come out as a monster, hollering and screaming, trying to grab us with his arm. And we will be screaming like crazy people, going downstairs in this nervous, joyful, delightfully frightening scream that was very denoted of having this super frightening experience. But he will disappear into the shadows and go back into the darkness, and we will go back again. Now, we didn't have a plan on how to take the monster down. We just knew he was going to grab us and that we're going to get loose and we're going to run. That's all we knew. But we were acting within our window of tolerance. We were able to tolerate that stress of the monster, the unknown, even went after it. We wanted the thrill. But that's not what happens when people are in trauma. And my mother, I remember she used to scream at him, "Carlos, stop frightening the children. You're going to impede their learning for the next 2 weeks." She even knew timetables for it. Well, somewhere she had read that a person that is too busy scanning for threats or has been given un gran susto, like we say in Spanish, un susto, that they're going to stay in this hyper-vigilant or hyper-arousal state of what? That they're not going to be able to process new information and they're not going to be able to learn. So that's why it's important. It's not just the deficits, but it's also that fact that it also inhibits our growth and development. And that's what life coaching is all about, growing and thriving. So what do you do when the trigger has happened and you find yourself in that state of anxiety and you're about to just either let your mouth run away with you or just... It's good to tell yourself that you are safe. I know seems like it's impossible. I'm already triggered, but it is very easy because it's just a very short 4-letter words. I am safe, I'm safe. 3 words. 3 letters, 1 word. 4 letters, the second word, I am safe, I am safe, I'm safe. Okay, you get the idea. I'm safe, I'm safe. You don't have to process the reasons why you're safe. The brain doesn't know. The brain already connects safety with we can relax. So when you're saying that, I am safe, you can say it in your mind, you can say it in between your lips, you can say it out loud, I am safe, whatever it may be. Like sing when you're scared, when you're walking down a dark alley. The brain gets distracted. So in a similar manner, telling yourself, I am safe, even if you're seeing red, I am safe, I am safe. It's very useful. Better than nothing, right? But what if you can combine it with squeezing yourself and hugging yourself and maybe going into a separate place? I need a minute. Instead of running off, you run to a separate area. That kind of satisfy that run part of the fight or flight. And you start squeezing yourself. And you can even rock. And as you're squeezing yourself, you'll be telling yourself, I am safe. I am safe. While you are rocking, the spinal fluid in your spine, it's going to be moving. So, I am safe. And that is very conducive to returning you back to your parasympathetic, rest and digest zone of learning, like my mom used to say, or window of tolerance, like I'm identifying it here. It's all the same. Combine it with breath works. I am safe. So while this massage is helping you relax because it has been connected with releasing these endorphins, serotonins and dopamines, that helps with reducing anxiety and conducive to relaxation. And you're telling your brain that you're safe, you're safe. I am safe. And helping that spinal fluid move instead of getting stuck and stagnant in fight or flight. I am safe. You breathe. But don't breathe from your chest, because that gives you hyperventilation, which is kind of similarly sound as hypervigilance. So breathe to your diaphragm. And as your diaphragm contracts and expands, it will be massaging internally your vasovagal nerve, which is also a reset for your parasympathetic nervous system. So I will share some more about breathworks. There are some breathworks that bring you down and some breathworks that bring you up from that hypo-arousal or hyper-vigilance, in where the person becomes catatonic, like the deer hit by headlights or fainting. Before it gets there, how do you get yourself back? So there's some kind of body movement and breathworks that you can do to also bring you from that hypo states into back to your window of tolerance, zone of learning, or the ones that I show you today, from hyper-vigilant, hyper-arousal back to your zone of tolerance, window of tolerance, zone of learning. So I hope you have a great day, stay relaxed, and you are safe. Remember, you are safe and you're loved. Health and light, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.